Welcome, everyone. We have Steve Layman back from the Charlottesville Astronomical Society to give us some astronomy tidbits for the month of August. I missed you, Steve, and I'm glad you're back. You got some good tidbits for us for this month?
Sure, I think so. Thanks, Kathy. So let's see if I can advance my screen. Uh-oh. I'm having issues advancing my, okay. So here are the astronomy tidbits for August 2021. Astronomy on Tap is still virtual, and there's a link here that you can go to. This is Astronomy on Tap Charlottesville. If you have not participated in this, it's a great online event. It is on Monday, the 16th. Not sure exactly where they're going to be broadcasting from, but you can go to their Facebook page and get an invitation and a link. And they've got some great astronomers prepared to speak to you. And I'm not sure if they're going to do a virtual beer tasting again this month or not, but it's been fun during COVID to participate in these astronomy on taps. Dates to remember. We've got everything starting with the new moon on the 8th of August through the full moon on August 22nd. It's a great month for conjunctions. And of course, this is the month for the Perseid meteor shower. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. So on August 10th, right before it's sunset, approximately 8:30 in the evening in your western sky, Venus is going to be to the east of the moon as the sun sets. The night of August 12th and 13th, we've got the Perseid meteor shower. And what you're going to want to do is to head out around midnight, maybe a little bit before, find a chase lounge or a blanket, lay it out on the ground, face northeast. And what you're going to be doing is looking for Perseus. And it's right below Cassiopeia, which is usually easily found as a W in the night sky. And that's the radiant. This is where the meteors will be coming from. And this is supposed to be a good year because the moon's not going to be in the way. So you should be able to see dozens in an hour. Keeping in mind that what you're looking at in the way of meteors hitting our atmosphere at nearly 30,000 miles an hour. Some of these things are simply as small as a grain of sand. And yet the heat, they get heated up to about 3,000 degrees. And so as that piece of sand or dust hits the atmosphere, it lights up. If you're lucky enough to see a bolide, that's a chunk of stuff larger than that grain of sand. It might be something as big as your tip of your little finger or larger. It will actually look like a streak of flame heading through the night sky. Those usually last a little bit longer than the streaking meteorites that you see. And again, the best time to look is right around midnight or after. That's when our rotation of the Earth brings us into the stream of dust in the path of the Earth that causes this particular meteor shower. Jupiter is at opposition on August 19th. What opposition means is that Jupiter is on the other side of the Earth as the sun. So if you think of the Earth as being a sandwich between the sun and Jupiter, Jupiter's in opposition. And it's the best time of the year for us to view Jupiter, the night of August 19th. Jupiter's going to be in our night sky well into the fall. So it'll be a great object for the next couple of months. We've also got a close approach of Saturn and the moon on the night of August 20th. Saturn will be above the moon. Jupiter will be to the left of the moon. The next evening, Saturn will be at about 1 o'clock and Jupiter will be at about 11 o'clock, nestled nice and close to the moon. Something else to kind of keep an eye out when you're out the next couple of months viewing the night sky, the summer triangle, which has actually been up since late May, early June, is high overhead. The summer triangle is the stars Deneb, Altair, and Lyra, or Vega, pardon me. Vega is in Lyra the Harp. Deneb is in Cygnus the Swan. And Altair is in Aquila the Eagle. And as we move through the next couple of months, that summer triangle is going to be setting into the west, but it's still around through the early fall. So it's a really easy object to find in the night sky. And a couple of interesting things to note about this is when you're seeing Cygnus, it's flying down the Milky Way. So the swan flies down the Milky Way. You'll be able to see the band of the Milky Way directly below that. If you've got a small telescope, you'll be able to see the Ring Nebula as part of Lyra the Harp. You'll need to get a finder chart to be able to see that. And if you've got a telescope of about 4 inches or larger, you're going to see the Ring Nebula as a ghostly smoke ring kind of an object. Alberio, which is a double star, which is the head of the swan, is right here. Doesn't really list Alberio right there, but that little double star is a great place to see what we consider to be the kind of the age of 2 different stars. Being a double star, we've got a hot young blue star and an older bloated reddish orange star. Those of us in Charlottesville like to refer to those 2 stars as the UVA stars because UVA's colors are blue and orange. So lots of things to be able to see in the August sky. Most of these are great naked eye objects, don't really need to have a telescope for them. So hopefully the skies will be clear. I know the smoke has been bothering us here in Charlottesville a little bit from those fires out west. But go out at night, look up and see if you can find some of these objects. Thanks a lot, Kathy.
Steve, that's awesome. I wanted to ask you about Deneb, though. I'm not sure if it's the mythological story about her or if it's an astronomical story. But is she part of a river or something?
Well, again, the Milky Way is often thought of as being a river. So
Okay.
you can see kind of the band of the Milky Way right here. So floating down the river of stars of the Milky Way.
Okay. I just remember hearing about Deneb and a river. So that makes sense.
That's the relationship. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. I do have a small telescope. I like to try to look for that and see if I can look for that. Was it a cluster there you were talking about?
Yep, Ring Nebula. Yeah, if you've got a finder's chart, which you can find on most of the astronomical magazine websites, or just look up Ring Nebula on Wikipedia, there'll be a chart of Lyra the Harp, and it'll show you where the Ring Nebula is in relationship to that.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it that you're giving us some good night viewing opportunities. I missed you for the summer, but as you said, it was kind of until now. And glad you're back. We're excited to have
Well,
you.
thank you.
So we'll just keep looking up until then.
Okay, great. Hope to see you again next month.
Thanks.